Hello, everyone. So it's 7 o'clock. So we are going to start the Anyone Python Season 2, episode 2nd. So good evening for the student around the New York, and also the good afternoon in the West Coast. I watched the news. The wildfire is serious. The California, Oregon, and Washington. I think that it may not hurt in your neighbor and in your family, and also the hopes or stay safe from the virus as well as the fire. Okay, so before we start, I have several things to emphasize on in this program. So first thing is, I think that not every the episode, sometimes we may have for example, the file to download will be used during the lecture. So I probably send the email, you receive the email regarding to the file, the link, so please download the file. And from now on, if you already took the season 1, you know the Anyone Python folder. So please create the one folder where you guys do work or the activity or the program throughout the Anyone Python lecture. So please create the Python folder on your desktop, then save this file under this folder, then unzip it. Okay, the unzip is uncompressed. If you are not sure how to unzip, mostly you can use the right button on your mouse, or you can double click, then you can extract the file. So if you are using Mac, there's the uncompressed menu. If you right click, then you can unzip the file. Okay, and during the lecture, please mute the audio and turn on your video. Then I can recognize from time to time, check the response and the reaction. Which is the one problem of using the Zoom. It's not easy to interact with the students. So I do not know whether you guys can follow or the sleep and so on. So please, the turn on video from time to time. I check your display. But the chatting box is only for the when you have a question. Then today the Trinity joined. Then let me check whether the Unji joins. Unji is not. So Trinity, in case you see the name of Unji, please change the status as the co-host. I'm not sure whether she can join, but Trinity is here, so Trinity can take care of in case the student use the chatting box for fun or there's something, it bothers the student. I received a lot of complaint email from the student, so it's really annoying and cannot focus on the lecture. So please do not use the chatting box for the individual message or the communication, so on. Okay, in case you keep using the chatting box for your fun, then no way. So we will kick out such a student, and the chatting box will be disabled, which means you cannot ask the question. So that's the announcement. Before we start, I'm going to stop the share. Then you guys can see me. As you can see, this is not the room. So this is my office. So today I'm going to have Anyone Python in my office. The problem is there are a couple of the technical difficulty for me to going on. So first thing is I'm not sure. I don't know what happened, but I cannot access the Google Drive. So I cannot download the file, or I prepared for the episode. So in case something happened, so I think the Trinity need to help me. So that is the first thing. Second thing is I'm not going to use the iPad for sometimes I use the chatting, the drawing, or the explanation, but instead of using the iPad, so I'm going to use, I purchased something called the pen, the XP pen. It's mostly this one is used for the cartoon or the drawing, but this one is just a cheap one. It's $30 from Amazon. Then I'm going to use for this. It's the first time, so I'm not sure whether I can use properly. So it may be slower or the something weird. You already saw the something the weird the note. So I'm going to try my best to use properly this one. Okay. And let me quickly check again before I start whether Unji is on. So actually the Unji is working for a company as an intern. Today is the last day. So I'm not sure whether she is able to join, but anyway. So we are going to start. Before we start, please start the stretch, okay? And also today's lecture will be a little bit challenging. So some of the students may not follow all of them. So you don't have to be frustrated, okay? Always you can keep the note, and I'm going to upload the video and some list of the assignment and any topic that we covered in this lecture, so you guys can follow even after the episode. So please do not frustrated and ask a bunch of questions. So even though you cannot follow. So today we are going to continue to use the command line interface. So we will learn the very basic the command line, the command, today, which is not easy first time, but you will learn such a command later when you get used. So, okay, so let me change our screen to the first whiteboard. Okay, where's the whiteboard? Oh yes, here. Okay, so can you see the, oops, let me, okay, whiteboard. And yes, oh yes. Okay, very nice. So can you see the rectangular over here? If you can see, you can react the thumbs up. Okay, so very nice. So what we're gonna do today is we are going to learn the several command using the command line interface. Before that, so this is our computer, the PC. So or laptop, whatever. So PC is, as we discussed a lot, it's a hardware. So it's a hardware, so it's a machine, so electric machine, so electric device. So with the power, we can do a lot of things with such a hardware. Unfortunately, this machine is not working without the program, which is called sometimes the software. So we have the different name of this software. Anyone? You can use the chatting box. So what is the name of this software to use our computer? Anyone? It's an operating system. It's a program, bunch of program, but we call this is an operating system. So we learned about the several different operating system. So one is 2/3 of our students use Windows. So this is you are using Windows operating system. And also the 1/3 of students use Mac. So Mac has the Mac OS, like the Mac OS. And there are more operating systems like the Linux system, Android is also operating system, and iOS is operating system. And believe it or not, most of the device, like the even remote control, has such a operating system program. It's called the firmware or embedded operating system. It's embedded into hardware. So without such a program, even though we have very nice like the mouse or the cell phone and any device, electronic device, without computer program, we cannot use. So which means this operating system is very important. So there are many important things in this operating system. Among them, this season, we are going to discuss and learn about it's called the interface. So interface means because So this computer, this is a hardware, but who is the user? The human being, or another computer would like to use this one. But unfortunately, we cannot understand all the details of this computer. So operating system provides very nice, the user-friendly interface in between. Okay, so for example, you are currently using desktop. So when you turn on your computer, you can see the very nice background photo and something icon file. This is called the desktop. So desktop is one of the interface. So as we discussed the last time, we have the two different interface. One is GUI. Anyone? What does the GUI stands for? Anyone? GUI, Graph User Interface. So it's all the graphics. It's so nice. So we can just click or double click, then that's it. Or right click sometimes, so we can use it. Very nice, Jonathan and Jennifer. Then, however, there's another interface. So that is our main thing, which is called command line interface. Command line interface is like for example, when you watch the movie, there is something like this. The line and the user or hacker is typing and a bunch of the line. So this is a command line interface. So command line interface is also very important to understand a computer. And also, first time it looks like weird because it's just a line, so you don't know what you're gonna do. But once you can use, it's much easier for you guys to understand what is a computer, how to use a computer. So that is the reason. So I'd like to introduce, everybody know how to use the click or double click, right click, and so on. Drag. So GUI, we don't have to worry about too much. I don't mean so GUI is worse, so but the GUI is easy. So you guys can use it intuitively, directly. But the graphical user, the command line interface is not easy first time. So that's the reason we are going to learn how to use such a command line interface, so on. So for this command line, so last time we installed the software for Windows. Anyone who remember what software we installed? Git-bash, right? So very nice. So very nice, Minhyun and Daniel. So Git-bash is, actually we'd like to use the bash. So bash is later I will introduce a little bit more about this SH, the shell. The shell is the program that implement the command line interface. What is a shell? So clamshell, what something shell? Shell is most outside, right? If you go to the shell, the gas station, the logo is like a shell. So shell is hard, so it's the most outside. The shell, the program, bash shell is among the program in the operating system program. Among the operating system program, it's the most outside. In the most outside, operating system has a bunch of things, but the shell is the most outside. So facing to the user. So this is the shell. So we'd like to use this shell. Unfortunately, Windows does not have such a shell. So that's the reason we installed the Git-bash. However, if we are using Mac, you don't have to worry about it. So unlike the Windows, the Mac already has such a shell program. Actually, the name is the G shell, but G shell is the same as almost 99.999, the identical to with the bash shell. So you don't have, the name is different, it's almost the same. So G shell or the bash shell. So we are going to use the bash shell to know about the command line interface. What about the Linux? So if you do not know what is a Linux, it's okay, but somebody may ask, I'd like to know the Linux system. So do I need to learn the different command line interface? No, they are using also bash shell. So if you know how to use the bash shell, doesn't matter whether you use Windows, whether you use the Linux or the what is that? The Mac OS. Okay, so that is the bash shell. So because we have a lot of things to do, let me start here for the introduction of the interface part. Then we are going to start right away how to use that. So let me change it. This is my desktop, okay? It's called Aqua. I'm using Mac. So Mac has the name of Aqua. It's called Aqua, the graphical user interface. So it's very nice, okay? Then I turn on the two windows. This is actually the subsystem, the Windows system. It's in my next the desk in the office. And it's for those who are using Windows, you can see this one. Otherwise, if we are using Mac, you can. So first, let's start with Windows first. So Windows user to start to use the bash shell, going to here. From now on, please do not watch me. I know that you love me, you like me, but you don't have to watch me. Instead, please pop up the Windows that we are going to open. So that is the bash shell. So you can search, type the bash or Git-bash. So you can see if you successfully insert the program, you will see Git-bash like this. Okay, then click it. That's it. Your window may be different because for your better the visibility, so readability, I change the background. You can always change the background, right click and the property. And the size, I increase the size. You don't have to worry about my window is a black background and white the text. That's the default, but you don't have to worry. What about the Mac OS, Mac user? Mac user, so if you never use the terminal, going to this spotlight search. You can turn on the spotlight search, type terminal. Okay, then you can see the command line, the terminal, it's a black, the icon, and we start it. Then you will see the command line. This is called the command line interface. Okay, please start. I will give you the time to start your first bash program, command line program. So why don't you start? So if you successfully start, give me thumbs up. So you can use the what is that? The name of that? So reaction. So please give me thumbs up if you can either of them. Okay. Somebody may complain, I do not have both of them. Definitely not, because you are using one of the operating systems. So left-hand side is Windows, right-hand side is Mac. So please give me a thumbs up if you start this. If you cannot find the Git-bash on Windows, that means you didn't install the Git-bash. Please watch the video episode 1. Okay, last week the video. Okay, I think that's pretty much okay up to here. So last time I gave you some important before we start some important concept of that. So first, whenever we are using such a command line, oops. So this is called the prompt. So this is the prompt. So what about the bash, Git-bash? Git-bash, this is actually prompt, but it's waiting for here. So mostly prompt is the next to something, the message like this. But Windows Git-bash is the new line. It's okay. So you can see cursor like this, or you can see cursor like this. So this is called the prompt. So prompt means where you guys can type command. Okay. So you can type the command over here. So, and also you can see something tilt tilt. So tilt, the tilt is like this. So tilt means it's your home. So tilt means your home. What is a home? Home is the where you start the command line. Okay, it's like the home, my home. So your life is starting from your home. Okay, then you can go to your friend house, you can go to the library, you can go to the school. But eventually you will back to your home. So home is the place where you are going to start the command line. It's like your home. Okay, home is very important. So we will see such a home. So from now on, so sometimes I'm going to ask you, so please back to your home. That doesn't mean you are going to back to home. So home directory. So we will see how to do that later. Or sometimes on your prompt, type command like that. For example, last time we learned about the first command. So what command we learned the last time? Anyone who remember? Please give me. ls, very nice, Sophie and Jonathan, yes. So we can type ls here. Also, you can type the ls. So today is a special day. I'm going to use both of them. Probably from next class, I'm going to use only the terminal only. But it's exactly same. Not exactly, but almost the same. So you can see, what is the ls? So do you remember what is ls? List what? It's a list files. So we are going to see. So there are two important concepts. Let me change our screen to the whiteboard. Okay. So there are two important concepts. One is the file. Another one is a directory. So what is a file? We heard about a lot. We are using a lot. The JPEG file, image file, the video file, the email file, the something file. What is a file? Anyone? We use it every day. I think it is not possible to live nowadays without file. So what is a file? Have you ever think about it? So file is yes, Joseph, it's almost. So Joseph said it's a data. So file is something data structure, something where we can store the data. Okay. Computer actually use the file format file to keep the data. No other way. Any data is in the file. Image file in a file. The video in a file. Anything in your computer, the data is in the file. That is a file. But different types of file. So that is the file. However, so file is like this. This is a file, and we have another file. So we have a bunch of files. So if you just stack up all the file, it's not easy to manage. So sometimes to manage the several files together. So this is a file. So we can create the directory. So directory is kind of a bucket. Or sometimes Windows use the name of a folder. So they are the same. So we will use a lot such a file and the directory. Directory is also something where we can keep the bunch of files, number of files inside. So it's easy to manage such a many files. So our first command started with such a the file. So let me go back to our desktop. So ls command, we can see such a file. That's the first thing we need to do. Then where's the directory? So where's the folder? It's not easy to see, but to see the details of that, so we can give the option always. ls -al. So when you see when you learn such a command, so like for example here, so we have a command, there is a space, and there is a hyphen or minus and the option. So we can give the option to see, to add more the information. So for example, ls -al, if you type it, so you can see the, for example here. So this is the directory. So directory. So Google Cloud SK is the directory, iCloud Drive is the directory, and aa.py file, there's nothing. So this is the file we can see. So what about this? So let's go back to the Windows. You can type ls -al. So you can see also the directory, save the game, directory and search, and also file, the ntuser.pol file over here. So you can see the file. If you want to see the more details, you can use the option. So, but when you are using the command line command, you don't have to be crazy. If you need more option, just imagine, I'd like to see the older file, and you can use A. So A means the old, the L means long. So my ls -al means it's a list of file, all the file, and the long format. So that is the kind of meaning of the option. Then you can use such a command. Okay. Then so we learned such a ls command. What about what other command we used the last time? pwd, very nice. So pwd is, the meaning of pwd is what? Anyone remember? P means print, W means working, D means directory, print working directory. One of the problem of using command line is, for example, if we are using this kind of thing, so you know the exactly. So this one is Onion Python, this one is the desktop and so on. So you can find easily such the location and the file and so on. However, if we are using the command line, you don't know where you are. So we are going to use the pwd to check the where am I, where I am. So this means, so slash, this means the root, start. So you can imagine the family tree. So in Korea, for example, the family tree was very important, not nowadays, but we keep all the history of our family from ancestor. And the first ancestor, then second generation, third generation. So how can we represent? The slash means the root. So we are going to start the root. Then the users directory. This is a directory name. And slash, under the directory, we have the JELEE folder. And right now, I'm in the JELEE folder. What about this one? So this is the same thing. So if you type the pwd on Windows, it's the same thing. Root C drive. We have a C drive, and under the C drive, the user folder, then admin2 folder. So this is where I am. So you can know the where I am while you are working with the command line, because one of the problem of using the command line is it's very hard to check where am I. So at that time we can use such a pwd. So from time to time. So in my case, whenever I type the command, I check the where am I using the pwd. So for example, so here's when I type the ls -al and pwd. So I'm in the JELEE, like this one. Okay. Okay, so then I think that we learned one more, the command last time. Yes, rm. So rm, I gave you as an example of the naming. So can you guess what does the rm means? Remove, very nice. So we can remove the file. Do not remove the file right now. We will practice today. So we are going to start the new the command. So the first command that we are going to learn is the cd. So let me change this one. So this is better. cd. Yes. So can you imagine what does a cd means? cd, change directory. Very nice. So what is a directory? Directory is a folder. It's a group of files. So I think the best way to understand the cd is it's a room. Okay. So we have the building. Building is computer. Then inside the building, there are a lot of keys. So if we have only one room, it's messed up. So we have the bunch of room. Room 1, the grade 1 room, grade 2 room, grade 3 room, and the club room, the science room, and so on. So we have a bunch of room. The one room has a number of students. Then what if I want to go to another room? At that time, we can use the cd command. So for example, first you need to check which room you can go to. So for example, if you type the pwd, you should to be in the home directory. This is called your home directory because we never change it. So in my case, JELEE. So then, so you can see for example, desktop. cd desktop. It's the same thing here. cd desktop. So why don't you type the cd desktop? cd desktop. So which means I want to move. I want to change it to the desktop directory. So where is the desktop? Desktop is the graphic that you are currently work. So this is actually the desktop folder, desktop directory. So this is the desktop. So you can use the cd command. So to change the directory, or so if you wanna understand easily, think about the change the room. So you can go to the specific room, cd space change the and directory name. Okay, then there is a couple of important things. So first thing is called the special symbol. So there is a special symbol like the, for example, not this one. I think this one is better. Okay, so this is a dot. We have double dot. So single dot means it's a current directory. Single dot, the current directory, current room. Double dot means it's a parent directory. The reason is that the room is not like your room is in the school. Directory is like it starts from the root. So this is the ancestor, our ancestor. So this ancestor has 3 children. 3 children. So one is a J, another one is a K, and another one is L. So it's a J directory, K directory, L directory, like that. And J has another subdirectory, it's a children, 1, 2, 3, like that. Then there are number of 5. Okay. So when you change the directory, means you can go to the child directory. So if you are here, you can go to here or the here or the here. You cannot jump at once. You cannot do that. Instead, you can go to the J directory, K directory, L directory. At that time, so right now, if we are in the J directory, single dot means you are in the J. So the single dot means J. However, double dot means my parents' directory. So my parents. That means, so for example here, why don't you type the PWD? So check where you are. PWD, where you are. Please type follow me, okay? Then, this time, if you type CD dot dot, CD space dot dot. So command is CD space dot dot. So if you type this one, what happened? And here the same thing, CD dot dot, enter. If you want to know what happened, type the PWD and type the PWD. What happened? CD dot dot. You change the directory, reverse. So you back to the parents directory. So when you check the current directory, it is a JELE, or in your case, it's your home directory. Okay. If you are hearing, if you get too many arguments, CD space dot dot, CD space dot dot, then you are going back to your parent. Okay, so this is a special character. So why don't you move to your desktop again? CD desktop, enter. CD desktop, and also same thing, CD desktop. So if I'm asking why don't you move back to your home directory? Do you remember what is a home directory? What is a home directory? It's a tilt. So tilt is a home. So you can use the CD with a tilt. So if you type CD tilt, enter. And same thing, CD tilt, enter. CD space tilt, enter. Tilt is actually the next to the number 1 key, top left corner with the shift. Then check where you are, PWD and PWD. So you move back to home. No matter where you are, if you type this, the CD space the tilt, you back to home. Always you back to home. So if your mom and dad call, so please come back home, then you can type CD space the tilt. Then you are going to back to home. So this is a very useful command. Okay. Then, so this is a special thing. So we learned today the CD. Then I want to do more interesting thing. So Professor Lee asked from the last email, create the anyone Python directory on the desktop. Do you remember that in your email? So I ask you, please create the folder, anyone folder on the desktop. So how did you do that? You probably open this one, and you can click the menu and new folder, or right click and the new folder like this. So we are not going to use it this way. Instead, the command line. Okay, so how can you do that? First, you need to go to the desktop, CD desktop. Why don't you type the CD desktop, CD desktop, CD desktop. Okay. cd desktop. Type cd space desktop. cd desktop. Okay, then check where you are. So I'm in the desktop. So Professor Lee asked to create the directory. So question, what will be the command to create the directory? Change the question. What will be the command to make a directory? To make the directory, what will be the command? MD, very nice, good guess. But the command is mkdir. I don't know why, but they name it as mkdir. mkdir. So make directory. So you can use this command, space, then what? The anyone Python directory name, room name. So let's try. So why don't you create the anyone Python, mkdir any Python, like this, mkdir any Python, because I already create the anyone Python. So you can type anyone Python. Yeah, so I think that this one might be okay. I didn't have mkdir anyone Python. So same thing, mkdir anyone Python. Okay, I already create. So file exists. I cannot create. Then next thing is you can check with the ls, anyone ls -ar. You can use the combination of that. Yes, there is a directory like the anyone Python. So you can use the cd command to change the directory anyone Python. So you can use the cd anyone Python and pwd and pwd. So you can see right now you are in the user the home directory desktop anyone Python folder. So you are in the pwd. Oh yes, pwd, your home desktop and anyone Python folder. So you can create the directory using mkdir. It's a good guess, the MD, but the name is mkdir. Okay. Then you can save your anyone Python. So let's go back to the parent directory. cd home directory. The cd tilt. cd tilt. Why don't you go back to the here home? Okay. So whenever in season 2, whenever you start the episode, I'm going to ask you. So why don't you go to your working directory? Working directory means anyone Python folder. So how can you do that? cd the desktop. Okay. cd anyone Python. So you can type like this. Also, if you are using Windows, Git-bash, so cd desktop and cd the anyone the Python. So this is your working directory. Okay. Okay. Please up to here. So please type the command. So using mkdir, you can create the directory. So why don't you create the directory on the desktop? So to do that, first cd desktop, cd mkdir anyone Python, then cd anyone Python. So this is the command that we learned today. So why don't you change directory? So the current directory should be like this. So should be like this. The under the desktop. So you are currently in the anyone Python folder. Okay, so next task, create. So my, not this one. So why don't you create my underscore new underscore folder. So why don't you create a new folder name my underscore new underscore folder. So why don't you create? So command, what will be the command to create the my underscore new underscore folder? mkdir my underscore new underscore folder. So you can create this one. Same thing. mkdir my under new folder. So then next thing is cd. So why don't you change the directory into your new folder, my new folder. If you do not type, so there's no the progress. So please type something. Even though you got the error, type something. So command line only based on your typing. So cd my new folder. It's kind of practice to get used. So then always check your current directory, pwd. So please check the current directory location with me. If you are done up to here, please give me thumbs up. So we create the folder directory using mkdir. So why don't you create the name my underscore new underscore folder under anyone Python, okay, like this. So after you create, you can change the directory, then you can check whether you are in the my underscore new underscore folder. So please give me thumbs up if you can follow me. Okay, very nice, Katie. Very nice. Eugene, very nice. Alice, very nice. Olivia, very nice. Okay. Then next, we are going to create a file. It's a new command. So it's a new command. So where is, let me clear. Did you watch the movie Frozen? Did you watch the movie Frozen? Yes. Then what happened? What's the name of the main character? What's the name of the main character? Anna? Elsa. So what happened? Elsa touched something. What happened? It froze, right? So if we use touch in command line interface, it creates a file. Is it cool? So touch is the command to create a file. So for example, I'd like to create a file name, my first file. So for example, touch. Touch is a command, always the space and the file name. So my first file.txt. Why don't you type touch my underscore first underscore file.txt. Same thing. So touch my first file.txt. My underscore first underscore the file .txt and enter. Nothing happened. How can I check whether file is created? Anyone? ls, very nice. So we can check the file using ls. Yes, we have file. Here, ls, we have a file. So if you want to see details, ls-al. So you can see there's a file. ls-al. So we can see there's a file like this. Okay. Then, however, you can see the 0 over here in the middle. If you type ls-al in the middle, it's a 0. It's the same thing. The Windows is a 0. 0 means what? Anyone? 0 means it's actually nothing. It's only the name. It's in Korean. So if you understand Korean, it's like the 껍데기. It's only outline. It's no content, without content. So touch can create the file. However, there's nothing inside. So my.first.file, my_first_file.txt is the only name. There's nothing inside, but there's a file. So we can create a file like this. Okay. Then you can see the single dot, double dot. Single dot means current directory. Double dot means parent directory, automatically created. So this is the how to create a file using command line. What about the GUI? GUI, how did you create a file? Right click, new. So you can create a new file. But here we can type and create a file. Then the next one is, one more thing. Sometimes a file has a name dot something. It's end with the dot something. What does that mean? The dot something. It's called a file extension. So file extension means there are a bunch of different types of file. If you take a look at my office, there are a bunch of different books and so on. So it's not easy which one is which. So file is the same thing. When we have a bunch of many files, we don't know which one is which. So which one is image, which one is the video, which one is the email. So using that something. So using this extension, we can recognize which file is which. For example, .txt means text file. Then what about the JPG? So if you have the .jpg, what's the meaning of the JPG? Photo, image. What about MP3? If your file ends with .mp3, it's a video or music? It's a music. Actually, it's a part of a video, but 3 means it's an MPEG layer 3, which indicates the audio. So we listen to the music using MP3 file. But MP4 is the movie file. So, and TXT is text file. We can easily recognize which file is which. So this is a file extension. So we gave the file extension as .txt. So we create the .txt file. Okay, very nice. Then, why don't you create it? Currently, so please check. Please synchronize with me the location of the prompt. Right now, I'm in the N1 Python. Under the N1 Python, my new folder. So right now, I'm in my new folder. So then I have a file like this one. So your job. Why don't you create two directory? One is dir1, another one is dir2. dir1 and dir2. Why don't you create the two directory? These are the directory, not file. So why don't you create the two directory? right now. Please create the two directory. Two directory. So how can you create? Anyone? Please give me the command how to create the directory. mkdir, yes. So you can create the mkdir, dir1, enter. mkdir, the dir2, enter. Same thing here, mkdir, dir1, mkdir, dir2. So how do you check whether you create the directory correctly? pwd shows the location. ls, right? So we can use ls-a or l or ls. You can see, if you can see the dir1, dir2 in your current directory, so you are good. ls-a here. Yes. Okay. Last thing. So today, we are going to end with the last command, which is called the move. So mv is a command for moving file. So I'd like to move this book into the another room. At that time, we can use mv command. So mv command has two arguments. One is the source, another one is the destination. It's a space. This is a source, and this is a destination. This one move to this one. Okay, so for example, let me change here. I'd like to move the my first file.txt to under dir1. So mv my first file.txt to dir1. dir1 is the directory, so you can move to the this. Oh, where is the my first file? It moved my first file.txt moved to dir1. How can you check? You can go to dir1 room, then ls, it move. Then what about the Windows? You can do the same thing. mv my first file.txt to the dir1. Then check no file, so you can go to the dir1 and ls. Yes, you can find it. Okay, so today we learned about the additional command. So last week we learned the ls and the pwd and rm to delete. Then today we learned the cd, change directory, mkdir to create the file, and touch to mkdir to create the directory, touch for creating file, and mv is moving file between the folder, between the one folder to another folder. So what? File to file. We will see the next time the more detail. So this is what we have done. Okay. Then before we end, I'd like to introduce, because it looks a little bit complicated, but it will be very fun and easy later. So I'd like to introduce one interesting. So this is a kind of a practice game. Let me clear. So why don't you open the, let's see. So this is a website on your browser. So let me, also I will give, yes, thank you, Trinity. So this is called the Terminus game. So this is it's developed by the MIT student long time ago. It's a kind of a game to practice command line. It has a first time very few commands, like the ls we already did. CD, we already did, change the location. And CD double dot means back to home. There's one more thing, which is called the LESS. So let me, so LESS command, we didn't learn yet. So, but last command shows the contents of the file. Inside the file, what is in. The last command, using the last command, we can see the display, the contents of the text file. So for example, so right now, I do not know where am I? So PWD, it shows you are in practice room. So right now we are in the practice room. So what am I supposed to, what can I do? ls command show. Location means the directory, okay? Location means, so there is a box directory. And item means is the, this is called the file. So this is the file. So I try to go back to home. When you go back to home, CD enter, okay? Or, so CD tilt is to go back to home, PWD, and here, this is the home. Then ls, and there's a 3 location, Western Forest, and Northern Meadow, and MIT. So I'd like to enter the MIT. Then you can see ls, so there is a location state center. If you ever been to MIT, you remember this building, and Adena cluster, and the file name is admission letter. Then you are going to solve the problem. So command is called here is a spell. So you are going to find the spell. The more spell you find, the more command you can learn. So here you cannot make the directory. NKDIR is not working. But after you find the spell, so how can you find the spell? You need to visit the, and also, for example, LESS admission letter, okay? Then it shows a congratulations on entering MIT. Here you will learn special spells. Spells means command that you can only use at MIT. Enjoy. And you can enter state center. Oops. CD state center, okay? So state center, so you have moved to state center, the Center of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Research at MIT. Lots of magic happen here, including TAs, graduate student, and so on. Then the check the item. So LS, so help for TA. So then the LESS help for TA. Then it will show the something description. Then if you visit the different room, different location, then sometimes you can find the useful spec, useful command. Then you are able to use that command to do more things. Eventually, if you can find the root password, root means the superpower, the password, super user. It's like the master key. So if you can find the super user password, its game is done. So please use the command. Here right now you can use only the, you can use the few command, CD command, okay, and LESS command. Here, and what PWD command. And CD tilt means always you can go back to home like this. So by next week, why don't you practice the command line using the terminus, the game, okay? I think today is a little bit over 5 minutes, okay? But so we are going to continue the command. Please practice. So practice more the command. If you do not type with your own finger, there's no progress, okay? So please use your own finger and type If you do not remember the command, so you can watch the video again. Also, always, you can search the Google. Okay, you can ask the Google, what is the command to do something? So what is the command? Make the directory. What is the command? Change the directory. How to use the cd command. So the Google always answer for you. Okay. Okay, that's very nice. Thanks so much for your participation. And as a user, have a great weekend. And also, please be safe. And we will see the next week. Okay, thanks so much.